Plastic, or synthetic organic polymers, is very popular due to its versatility. Since its creation, plastic has moved into all aspects of our daily lives, such as water bottles to keep us hydrated, plastic bags to carry our groceries, and utensils to eat our food. Producers love the lightweight, strong, and durable, cheap characteristics that plastic has.
The irony is that we tried to move to plastic to save the environment. Implementing plastic into our lives would reduce the amount of trees we have been cutting down for paper products.
However, the very best things about plastic are the same reasons why plastic has become such a serious problem in the environment.
The amount of global trash is expected to rise every year in this century. 80% of debris in the ocean is runoff from land. This means that obviously, trash in the ocean will increase and increase, spelling out danger for the Earth. Healthy oceans are the life support system for our planet, providing 97% of the Earth's livable habitat and home to more than 700,000 species. The oceans are vital to human health as well, providing jobs, enjoyment, and food to billions of people. Half of the oxygen we breathe is generated by our oceans. The question is, can the damage already done be reversed? Can we clean up the ocean?
The issues caused by the growing piles of debris has grown to become very complex. Scientists are now studying the impacts on life that can vary from the economics in developing nations to the toxicity of plastics ingested by marine animals. While climate change's relevance is constantly being debated, trouble in the ocean has physical proof. Trash building up in the ocean has become a huge problem. Was that right, Bannon?
Plastic is non-biodegradable. It only breaks up into smaller and smaller pieces. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't have an effect. Filter feeders and birds can pick these bits up instead of plankton. In fact, plastic outnumbers plankton on the surface 6 to 1.
The bigger pieces birds may feed to their young, building in their stomachs and causing them to starve.
98% of chicks studied contain plastic in their stomachs.
This clearly demonstrates that the problem doesn't only affect animals in the water, but animals everywhere.
Of course, in the oceans, you may have already heard of sea turtles choking on plastic bags or penguins getting stuck in soda can rings.
The rising amount of plastic has impacted 86% of sea turtles, 44% of birds, and 43% of all marine animals. Often, plastics are infected with pollutants, which, when eaten, will be absorbed into the animal, ending in their death.
The ocean is also crucial for climate and weather.
The two depend on the ocean's interaction with the atmosphere.
If you're not an animal or a weather person, commercial fishermen have also noticed a huge increase in the amount of plastic in their fish, which often leads to them not being able to sell them. Countries such as Palau, where fish and seafood are a staple crop, are greatly affected by the contamination of their fish, on top of overfishing.
And if you're thinking that you're an American and you're not worried about villagers, as said before, this also affects commercial fishing, which will make its way into our own lives as America's the biggest importer of fish. There will be a decrease in the supply of seafood, which will, oh my God, cause the supply curve to shift left, leading to an increase in prices and no more sushi. We love sushi. What will our congressmen do without their sushi?
Most things we buy have extreme amounts of plastic. You buy cookies, you get them in a plastic wrap that's covered in tinfoil, that is surrounded by cardboard wrapped in a plastic bag. The pollution from DDTs and many other mycotoxins get into the plastic, polluting the food chain, therefore the whole aquatic and terrestrial ecosystem.
Humans are in this food chain. We eat fish. Why don't people care? Because they don't see it. Not their problem. It's for the next generation, they say. Well, that new generation is here.
Our proposed solution would be to create and pass a bill that will impose a tax on plastic and incentivize companies to use more biodegradable plastic and packaging options.
We should give tax deductions for companies that minimize their plastic use and switch to biodegradable or reusable products, such as biodegradable bubble wrap made from recycled polythene packaging made from cornstarch, or even cardboard, which is reusable, recyclable, and biodegradable.
Germany and Denmark have a tax on just plastic bags themselves, which leads to stores charging customers for bags, thus decreasing the amount of customers that use them. Using a reusable canvas bag could account for as many as 20,000 plastic bags. Plus, they can hold more and are less likely to drop your eggs or milk.
Scotland imposed a 5 pence tax, and the use of plastic bags dropped by a whopping 80%. Italy altogether banned plastic bags if they are not biodegradable.
This tax money that is collected from stores and other companies could be allotted for the budget of the Environmental Protection Agency or government research and expenses on cleaning up the ocean.
Boyan Slant, a 20-year-old Dutchman, invented a rubber floating barrier that will coral trash when strategically placed in the ocean currents. Four main currents make up the North Pacific Gyre, which has the biggest accumulations of trash, and it spans, when the biggest, from all the way from Japan to California. These currents will herd trash to one corner, which will allow for an easy pickup rather than using nets and boats.
Slat has already tested a prototype in the North Sea off the coast of the Netherlands, and later this year him and his ocean cleanup team will deploy a larger barrier off the coast of Japan.
With the collected plastic, he plans to separate and clean it so it can be reused. The US could fund research on durability production and placement of similar.
Additionally, we use enormous amounts of oil to make plastic, which can be saved if we cut down on plastic production. Not only would decreasing the use of plastic save the oceans, but it would help preserve non-renewable resources.
All these reasons are why the proposed tax on plastics is a good policy to enact and would help reduce the amounts of plastic in the ocean, saving the ecosystems and our way of life.
It's our job as human beings to monitor the damage that we are doing to our planet by exposing, investigating, and confronting environmental abuse.
With the election of Donald Trump to the presidency, the relevance of environmental issues has plummeted. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't back down.
The best way to achieve our goal is to support our local senators and representatives who pledge to support policies to reduce ocean waste / encourage environmental reform. A simple way to do this could be to contribute to interest groups who may have direct ties to representatives that advocate for environmental issues.
Some interest groups are Clean Water Act, Greenpeace, Ocean Champions, Ocean Conservancy, and Civic Laboratory for Environmental Action Research. CLEAR is a feminist-run interest group that uses grassroots lobbying methods to achieve their environmental policy goals.
Ocean Champions has contact with Senator Cory Booker and Representatives Leonard Lance and Frank LoBiondo just in New Jersey, out of a total of 70 congressmen. If you want, you could also go directly to any one of their doors and lobby yourself.
Additionally, we can also donate to political action committees or even create our own in Basking Ridge. Creating a group that advocates for ocean conservation would definitely influence the government, as citizens would vote for only officials that support pro-ocean policy.
As we have learned, congressmen care a lot about remaining in office, doing anything for votes. Anything. Our main example of this would be their influence from the NRA. What if we were to be the new NRA, with Americans caring about the ocean as much as they care about guns? If we have the right to protect ourselves, we should protect the fish. If congressmen really work for the people, and if plastic in the ocean is a people's problem, it will be a policymaker's problem as well.
Not only would getting our town influence the government, but we also have a direct impact on the environment itself. We could organize ocean cleanup trips or organize a better recycling of plastics.
You might be saying, oh, I have no influence in the government. All I can do is give money to interest groups, and I don't think that could ever work. Well, there's plenty you can do in your everyday life just around the house.
Make a smart investment in buying few reusable canvas shopping bags. Not only can they be used for going to the grocery store, but also just for the mall.
Also, stop buying all those Ziploc bags and buy more effective glass containers. Or, instead of plastic ice cube trays, use silicone ones.
You can even purchase a bamboo calculator or keyboard. Who knew?
If you don't want to buy extra, to protect animals, you can make sure to cut those rings that come around soda cans. Also, refrain from buying products like certain face washes or soaps that contain tiny plastic microbeads.
Lastly, a huge way you can keep plastics out of the environment is to recycle, plain and simple. The United States puts 70% of plastics in its landfills, whereas only 16% in Japan. Because of their extensive recycling program, they're beating.
With your help, we hope to eliminate plastic and trash from the ocean, ensuring a healthy life for the ecosystem and a life with seafood for people.
Ocean Man.